Ask Raven. The wise one listens and answers with song, from cedar shadows where old truths belong.
The engine roared into the night, a careless surge, a reckless flight. The driver pressed with eager forces. Though speed proved a wiser course, Raven watched from branches high. One dark wind cut the silent sky, for humans often race ahead while missing signs already spread. The road grew narrow, houses few, the streetlights faded out of view. The harbor lights fell far behind as deeper dark enclosed the mind within the cab. No calm was found, only the restless engine sound, a growing sense no one could hide that danger now was close beside. Raven has seen such moments come when instinct speaks at mouths stay numb, for once a choice has been declared. Few turn aside, though all feel scared. The sailor sat in quiet trust, believing in the one who must see further than a mortal sight and guide what moves beyond the night ahead. The road divided fast, a turning choice that could not last. To left or right, the path was safe, but straight ahead lay empty space. The driver did not slow the pace, confidence rarely yields to grace. At last he tried to turn the wheel, too late to change what fate made real. The tires lost hold, the earth withdrew, the truck broke free from what it knew. There comes a silence in the fall, a weightless pause that stills us all when motion parts from ground below and time itself seems slow to flow. The engine's roar grew strangely thin as gravity prepared to win, while branches rose to meet the frame as though the forest knew our name. The impact struck with splintered cry as wood and steel together fly. The truck rolled once through broken air, then struck again with violent care. A second rolled through branch and bark, a twisting shape within the dark. A third hard turn completed there, the number 3 once more laid bare. 3 strikes of force, 3 violent spins, 3 chances life might truly end. Raven has watched this pattern stand, a rule of 3 moves through the land. The truck then ceased its downward race. It did not plunge through empty space, instead it stopped, suspended tight, held upright in the forest night. A cedar tree of ancient age had caught the truck within its cage, its branches strong, its roots held deep as though it would not let us sleep. The cedar stood where none might plan, long growing there before the man, its limbs outstretched like arms that knew the path the falling truck would do. Below the truck the cliff fell sheer, dark distance waiting far too near. Had branches failed or roots been weak, the fall would end where rocks would speak. Yet there the cedar firmly stood, protector formed of ancient wood. Raven has long observed this tree. Cedar has watched humanity. It builds their homes, it shapes their canoes, it marks the paths their elders choose, it warms their fires, it lines their graves, it guards the quiet coastal waves. The truck now rested high in air, balanced by limbs both strong and fair, upright above the silent steep where shadows fall and echoes sleep. For one brief breath no voices spoke, no sudden word. The stillness broke, then scent of fuel began to rise, a warning sharp to open eyes. A flicker moved beneath the frame, a glow announcing growing flame. Fire had joined the night's design, another element allying. The sailor reached and pulled the latch, the door sprang wide with sudden catch. The open space gave gravity claim. He fell before he spoke a name, 15 feet or perhaps some more. No time remained to brace the floor. He struck the ground below the tree, yet not on stone. That death might be the earth was soft, the soil deep, a bed of ground prepared to keep. His hands sank into elbows low, the dirt received the downward blow. The knees pressed deep in yielding land as though the earth itself had planned, had rock been placed beneath. At fall the night would likely end, for all but soil lay thick beneath the tree, soft enough to let him be. Raven gave slight approving glance. Some outcomes exceed simple chance. Above, another shape took flight. The large man leapt into the night. Big Junior fell from cedar hold, 300 pounds of strength and bold. He landed hard where earth gave way. The ground absorbed the weight. That day again the soil received the force. Again the ground revised the course. The impact pressed the sailor low. The breath escaped in sudden flow, yet still the earth refused to break. As though aware of what's at stake, the large man reached with steady care and pulled him upward through the air. Strong hands between the shoulders tight, he raised him from the soil. That night put me down, the sailor said. There may be more who fall ahead. They moved aside from falling space. The fire below began to race. The cousin climbed from broken seat. The driver followed, shaking feet. All four men stood beneath the tree, alive where none had thought to be. Behind them fire began to grow. Below them wade depth. Below, before them stretched uncertain ground, yet still their hearts maintained their sound. Raven circled slow and wise, observing patterns humans prized. The truck rolled 3 times into set 3 turns. The night itself had sent 3 men escape the fall alive. 3 forces helped the 4 survive. The cedar strong, the earth below, the warning voice that chose to show. Raven does not often explain patterns reveal themselves through pain. The men walked down through darkened grade, through forest path. The night had made. A payphone stood beside the road, an object humans once bestowed. They called for transport through the town. A cab arrived to take them down, yet law had also found their trace. Dogs and officers held the place. Questions came as morning grew. Truth arrived as truth will do by dawn. The sailor reached the boat, arriving near the time he wrote. 8:30 stood the measured mark. The vessel waited in the dark, bruised in body, shaken mind, yet living still where fate aligned. Raven watched the rising sun. Another path had just begun, for when a fall does not conclude, the meaning often is renewed. The cedar held, the earth received, the voice had spoken, life reprieved. Yet Raven knew the tale not done. The deepest answers yet to come, for sometimes survival is not the end. Sometimes survival asks us to defend the reason. Breath continues still, the reason. Fate adjusts its will, and Raven followed, knowing well the next part few could truly tell.
What you forget, Raven remembers. Through fire and embers, Raven remembers. Nevermore. Nevermore. Nevermore.